Most businesses hit a wall because they try to do everything themselves. They try to find, hire, vet, and train reps to bring them into their business. See, our recent client was a funding company. We placed the sales reps, and in the first quarter alone, they generated $67,000 in new cash collected revenue. So in this video, I'll be going over how to find qualified sales talent, how to vet them, how to screen them properly, when you should be bringing on new reps, and where to find these reps. Now, the first problem that many founders go through is that they try to do everything themselves. So they either hire too early or they just hire based on resumes and don't actually filter these applicants to see if they can actually perform. Now, before we talk about hiring and bringing on a new rep, we need to talk about timing. When is it the right time to bring on a rep into your business? Now, you shouldn't be hiring a sales rep if you're just getting started and you've never proved your offer or you've never even sold it once. In that case, you should try to figure it out first, find product market fit, and only then decide to bring on a sales rep. If you have a proven product and you've sold it over 10 times at a minimum and people are buying it and people are getting results from it, then you should definitely hire a sales rep. Now, there are multiple different sales reps that you can bring on. There are outbound reps that go out there and find new business. So they call, text, email, meet at events. Then you have inbound reps that get inbound leads that the business generates, and they essentially try to close those leads. How do you know if a rep will be the right rep for your business and your offer that you sell? What we like to do is that we like to place reps that have the same experience selling in that same environment. Now, the reason why we do that is because that it provides a faster ramp up period. Now, what do I mean by that? Now, let's say you have a low ticket business and you want low ticket sales reps, but then you find someone that sold high ticket and you try to have them sell low ticket. It's not that it's not possible. It's just going to take you longer to ramp them up into KPI. So it's the same thing with B2B versus B2C. If you have a rep that sold B2B and now you want him to sell B2C, he's going to have a harder time. So essentially what we like to do is that we like to match the same selling environment, and that way you can ramp them up much faster into KPI. Now, when we talk about sales reps, character and EQ matter a lot more, right? How do they perform? How do they problem solve? How do they interact with people? Are they good with building relationships, right? Are they awkward around people, right? So you want to see how they react, because at the end of the day, sales is a people's business. Sales is a people's sport. So if someone is not good with people and is shy or awkward, he's going to have a harder time selling. So you want to test for character and EQ traits as you're screening and bringing people on into your business. Now, typically for base sales, there are two types of roles. So there are setters, what we call them, and they essentially, if you have a list of leads, they would be calling and booking appointments for the closers. And then there are closers. So there's setters and then there's closers. The setters are the ones that if you have a lead list, they would be reaching out and they would be trying to get those prospects to a conversation with the closer. The closer is like it seems and like it sounds. A closer is the one that closes the deals. They talk with the prospect and close the deal completely. Now, many businesses come to us and say, as the owner, as the founder, he wants to close the deal. Sure, in that case, you would need a setter that would basically book calls for you on your calendar, and then you would go in and close them. Now, if you have a large lead list, they can be booking these calls for the closer. Now, the question is, how do you find good sales reps? We like to call it that there are 4 ways that we use to find these reps. So there is headhunting, so direct outreach. There are job boards, right, which are essentially almost like paid ads. So you have Indeed, ZipRecruiter. You can even run ads on social media, Facebook, Instagram to get people. And then there's a referral program. Now, when we talk about referral program, we're not just talking about offering your team $500 to refer you somebody. We're talking about a meaningful and irresistible referral program. And the fourth one is specific niche talent pools where certain industry reps hang out in, and you can get access to those type of people if you find these right groups. Now the question is, how do you test their skills before hiring? So what we like to do is that we like to give a short job simulation, right? Give them a conversation or give them a role play sales call to see how they're going to react, right? Throw them problems, throw them different objections and see how how they react. That way you can actually see. Second one is verify their performance. Verify if they can actually sell and verify what they sold, right? Look at job tenure. These are all things that if you see someone is bouncing around after 3 months, 6 months, right? Over and over and over again, the question is, why wouldn't he jump from you? And the second question is, why is he jumping? That's another thing that you want to be looking at is job tenure. How long is he in each role? Does he stay? Does he perform well? Or he just bounces around? Now, if you need help finding sales talent, either by hiring your first sales rep or scaling your current sales team or bringing on sales leadership, we'd love to help you out. You can click the link below and you can book a call with our team. We'd love to help you out. On to the remaining of the video. Now, the next step is onboarding your sales reps. Now, you have to set expectations from day one. I see many people, they bring on a rep and then after a couple months, they say, well, this rep is not working out. Well, the question that you have to ask is, have you set expectations? Have you trained them properly? Have you set KPIs for the reps? So you have to set these expectations in the beginning, right? What is good? I had a conversation with somebody today and they said 3 deals, 4 deals a month would be considered good. Okay, so now we know what baseline should be and now we can reverse engineer how we're going to achieve this outcome. Next is that you want to teach them who to sell to, right? Because not all clients are going to be a fit to work with your business. Some clients are red flag clients and you don't want to deal with them. So you want to teach them and you want to explain to them who they should be going after, who they should not be going after, and what prospects are worth going for. You also want to give them sales scripts, right? I see many businesses that don't do sales scripts, that don't have a sales script outline to follow. And the problem is that they just go and start winging it. And they have to essentially come up with like a new pitch to every single client. Now, the problem is that you want to have a script. You want to have an outline. How do you deal with certain objections? How do you build up the urgency level, right? Because many times you can bring somebody on or you can talk to somebody and they just throw these a bunch of objections. And if you didn't build it up in the initial part, in the initial discovery of the conversation, you're going to have a hard time, right? And this is a key worth writing down for, which is if you're a business owner and you're having a hard time selling and you have prospects constantly telling you, well, let me think about it, or I'm not sure if this is the right fit, or it's too expensive, then you probably didn't do your job in the discovery phase. So in the discovery phase, you want to find out what does it cost them to not do the solution that you're trying to get them or to give them. Now, say in our case where we do sales recruiting, so we would ask them something along the lines of, what does an average rep generate you guys on a monthly basis? So they will say $50,000. Then we will ask them, okay, how long have you been trying to find a rep? Well, they'll tell us 6 months, or we've tried and it didn't work out. Okay, great. So 50,000 times 6 months it costed you already 300,000 in revenue, right? So now it's like, okay, well, you invest 10 grand, 20 grand to get back 300 grand, right? And then how much more are you going to be waiting? And then in the end, would you invest 10 grand to make back 300 grand? So essentially, where do you find a better return than that? So you want to build up enough urgency in these conversations to the point that they see that they either lose money or they're not making money. And everybody in a business, it's either you make us money or you save us money. Now, the next one is sales rep compensation. So this is one of those cases where we talk to many, many different business owners and they tell us, should I just do commission-based or should I add a base plus commission? That's a question that we hear all the time. Now, the truth is, when you get commission only, it definitely could work and you can definitely find some very, very good commission-based roles. Then we have the folks that pay base plus commission. If you look at it, all the largest companies pay base plus commission. Now, what do they know that we don't know, right? So essentially, when you pay someone a base plus a commission, then you know that they're with you. They're working with you. When somebody just pays a commission only, then there's no guarantee that they're going to stay with you. And if it doesn't work out or if they find a better role, they're going to leave. So can you get good commission only reps? Yes. Is it good to have base plus commission? Yes. But both can work. You just have to have the right setup for your particular offer. And one of the other problems that I hear is that people have a low ticket offer and they tell me that their commission will be $50, $100 for a sale. Now the question is, how many will they have to sell in order to generate that? So you also have to think about it from the sales rep's perspective of how many do they have to sell and how much will they be making in order to attract the best reps. Because if you're a good rep and the commission structure is very low, will the best reps join your team? So you have to present it in a way where you motivate the reps with a good structure. So after watching this video, you should have a basic understanding of how we find reps, how we screen the reps, how we onboard them properly. So if you need help finding sales talent, check us out below. We'll have a link and we'd love to help you out.